Yo, 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 what's going on, yo? It's DFJ Hoops back here again with another episode. And this time we're going to talk about the NBA Finals. We're going to react to game one. That's what we're going to talk about today. But before we get into this video, please make sure you hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and also don't forget to subscribe to the channel. It's DFJ Hoops. Let's get right into this. So the Dallas Mavericks took on the Boston Celtics in game one of the NBA Finals at the TD Garden. Shout out to the Dallas Mavericks for making the finals. Shout out to the Boston Celtics for being in the finals. And me personally, I believe this final series is definitely going to go down as one of the best final series of this decade because you have some of the best players going against each other. You have some of the best offensive players, some of the best defensive players, and some of the best head coaches in the NBA as well. So shout out to both teams, shout out to both coaching staffs. Let's talk about what actually happened in this game, and let's break everything down. So the Boston Celtics were able to get back Kristaps Porzingis. Now, Kristaps Porzingis missed the last two playoff series for the Boston Celtics because he was dealing with the calf strain. He hurt his calf in the series against the Miami Heat. He missed the series against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and he missed the conference finals as well. And I have to personally apologize to Kristaps Porzingis because I said that I don't believe that he can miss all this time, hop in the NBA Finals, and go off of the Boston Celtics. But he proved me otherwise. He proved me wrong. So shout out to Kristaps Porzingis. He finished with 18 points in that first half alone, and he was a huge spark plug for the Boston Celtics. And he was one of the biggest reasons why they went on that huge run in that first half. Him, Jaylen Brown, and the rest of the team. Now, the Boston Celtics as a team, they set a record. So I think it's the first team with the starters making multiple threes in game one in the NBA Finals. So shout out to all the players. All the starters were in double figures. Jaylen Brown, like I said, he finished with 22 points. Jason Tatum, 16. Al Horford gave you 10. Derek White gave you 15. And Drew Holiday gave you 12. So Boston absolutely came out to play, and Dallas was not ready for them. The Mavs were not ready for them. Their energy from the start of the gate, they did not come out with the sense of urgency that they needed to come out with, especially in the NBA Finals. The amount of effort they played with, I was very, very disappointed in the Dallas Mavericks. Now, I'm going to get to the Dallas Mavericks in a few minutes, but yeah, shout out to the Boston Celtics. Shout out to Kristaps Porzingis, 20 points off the bench. That's everything that they needed. And as well, shout out to Jaylen Brown, who's probably the best player for the Boston Celtics as of currently because he was going off in the finals. He gave you 22 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 assists, 3 steals, and 3 blocks as well. So he was playing on both sides of the floor. He started on Luka Doncic. He was playing some great perimeter defense on him, denying him the ball certain times, trapping him certain times, and making it just making it difficult for Luka Doncic. Now, Luka's going to get his points regardless, but just being able to get it this way, that was all Boston needed, and that's everything that Jaylen Brown did. And Jaylen Brown was super efficient from the field. He shot 61% from the field. So shout out to Jaylen Brown, 7 to 12 from the field. He was playing great offensively and defensively. Now, Jason Tatum, shout out to Jason Tatum. Jason Tatum didn't really have the most efficient shooting from the field. He only gave you 16 points, but it's just great that Jason Tatum doesn't have to give you 30 in order for the Boston Celtics to win a playoff game because they have such a good team. So even if he gives you 16 points and the rest of the team is on point, they're probably going to win. But Jason Tatum figured out that he didn't have it going scoring-wise, so he did other things, which he's been doing the entirety of this playoffs. He was glass cleaning. He gave you 11 rebounds, 5 assists. He had the ball in his hands most of the time. And he gave you 6 turnovers. So that's something that Jason Tatum definitely has to clean up as the series progresses. He can't be giving you 6 turnovers every single night because that is going to give the haters of Jason Tatum the ammunition to talk crap about him. But Jason Tatum was solid in this game, right? He was also doing his thing, just like Porzingis was doing, punishing mismatches, shooting the threes, and making life a living hell for the Dallas Mavericks defensively. I believe Jason Tatum was doing the same thing as well. Now, I believe he's definitely going to clean up the turnovers. I don't think he's going to have 6 turnovers in game 2. He'll definitely be a lot more better than what he was in game 1. So shout out to Jason Tatum. And Al Horford, then he played almost 30 minutes. I thought he was going to come off the bench with Porzingis back in the lineup, but it was something different. So shout to Joe Mazzulla for actually running this lineup. I don't think anybody has anything negative to say about Joe Mazzulla when it comes to his rotations in this game. So shout out to Joe Mazzulla. But Al Horford gave you 10. He gave you 10 points, 7 rebounds, 3 assists, and he was playing some great. He was playing some great defense in the post, some great defense on the perimeter. Now I believed, or I thought, that he was probably the weakest link on this Boston Celtics team because I didn't think he could, switch onto the perimeter and hold his own on the perimeter. But he proved me wrong. He proved me otherwise. He switched on to Luka a couple times, switched on to Kyrie a couple times. He was able to keep up with them. So shout out to Al Horford and shout out to Derek White and Drew Holiday, the backcourt. Shout out to them. Derek White, he did what he does best. Super underrated. He gave you 15. Drew Holiday gave you 12, and they were both playing some great perimeter defense. So shout out to the Boston Celtics. They came out to play, and Dallas was absolutely not ready for that. And if Dallas continues to play like this, Dallas will definitely lose this series early. And I really mean what I'm saying. But speaking of Dallas, Luka Doncic. Luka gave you 30 points, right? 30 points, 10 rebounds, but surprisingly, he only gave you 1 assist. Now, Dallas's offense was very, very putrid in this game. It was a lot of ISO, it was a lot of ISO basketball, right? Limited or less ball movement, less player movement, right? And the offense at times was a little bit stagnant. And I think Boston definitely capitalized on that. And that's how they were able to, neutralize the Dallas Mavericks offensively, in my opinion. Now, I don't usually do this, but I have to give J Kidd I have to give him some blame because for the Dallas Mavericks to come out like that and to give out the effort they did, especially in the NBA Finals, that was so disappointing. And I think J Kidd definitely needs some blame for the Dallas Mavericks coming out this way. And Dallas as a team also deserves some blame because Luka has to be better, Kyrie has to be better, and Kyrie I'm going to get to in a few minutes. But Luka Doncic gave you 30 points, 10 rebounds. Yeah, he finished with a double-double, but it didn't really mean too much now because Dallas was down a lot in this game. Now, they did go on that run in that third quarter, and they cut it down to 8. But Boston was being Boston. Boston was not really fazed by it because they knew they could get whatever they wanted whenever and wherever they could. So they weren't really fazed by it, and they ended up blowing out the Dallas Mavericks. But Kyrie Irving has to be better. Now, Kyrie was averaging 27 points heading into this finals game, and he finished this game with 12 points, 6 of 19 from the field. He couldn't buy a three. He was 0 for 5 from the three-point line, and he was really struggling in this game. So you could tell that Boston had him in check. They doubled him a couple times. They got him off the ball a couple times, and they were not letting Kyrie get to certain spots on the floor that he usually gets to. Now, he did get a couple looks that he usually gets, and he was taking those shots, but those shots were not falling for him in this game. So do I believe that Kyrie is going to be as terrible in game 1 and game 2? No, I don't think that. I think after game 1, he's definitely going to watch the film. He's definitely going to figure out what he did wrong, and he's definitely going to clean that up. But Dallas as a team, you can't come out with this type of energy. You can't come out with this type of you can't come out and play like this and expect to win, especially at the highest stage of basketball, the NBA Finals. If you really want to win, your effort has to be on point, your offense has to be on point, and your defense has to be on point as well. Because I thought that Boston was getting everything they wanted. There was a lot of ball watching. Guys are not rotating. Guys are being late on rotations, right? Derrick Jones Jr. and PJ Washington, they ball watched a lot, and they were late on a few rotations. And Boston did what Boston did, which if you're late on rotations, they'll definitely let you pay from the 3-point line. And they made a lot of threes. I think Boston finished this game with, let me see, they took 47 threes, and Boston made 16 of them. So I mean, they did what they do best. Driving kicks, getting a lot of wide open threes. If you give Boston those kind of looks, and if they're hot, they'll definitely make you pay for it. So Dallas they have to clean a lot of things up. The first thing they have to clean up is their effort. They have to come out with better effort than they did in game 1. And their offense is not supposed to be so isocentric, and they have to have a lot of ball movement and player movement because you have to get these guys moving and create a lot of mismatches as well, because Boston was getting mismatches in the post for Kristaps Porzingis. So you have to do the same thing. Try to get mismatches as well. Try to get Luka some mismatches with Derek White and Al Horford on the perimeter, as well as Kyrie Irving with him attacking Al Horford from the perimeter. So I just think that they need to clean these. They need to clean these things up. Now I believe they're going to do it. Right. They have 3 days before Game 2. Game 2 is on Sunday, so they'll definitely watch the film and clean up certain things and come out with much better effort than they did in Game 1. And that's all I have. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. If you think there's something I missed, you can let me know right down there in the comment section below. Who do you think is going to win this final series? You think Boston's going to win, or you think Dallas is going to win? Whatever you guys think, let me know right down there in the comment section. Again, this is DFJ Hoops. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, DFJ Hoops. Don't forget to like this video as well, and don't forget to hit the bell notification icon. Until next time, peace.